Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new TV show spoiler review here at Mac Talks Movies. We're talking about Andor, episode 6. We're at the halfway mark of the show. We're going to break down this episode in spoiler fashion. So please like the video, guys. The thumbs up button down below. That's how to support this channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Andor? Is this truly the best Star Wars material since the original trilogy? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you want to see in the final 6 episodes of the show? Also, please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel every single Wednesday. Sorry, this is late. I'll explain that to you in a minute. Every Wednesday, I'll have spoiler reviews of Andor. We're just wrapping up She-Hulk. More movie reviews every single week, more TV show reviews every single week, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Monday. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. As I said, I had to get some more personal matters to attend to on Wednesday. I didn't have really any time to do the review of Andor on Wednesday. Normally, like 98% of the time, I'll do it on Wednesdays. So, and then last week I missed episode 5 of a review due I was sick, and I felt like at this point I don't need to do really both. I'll just do episode 6. I'll just include my breakdown of episode 5 as well. So if you've not been following my channel, I have done the first 4 episodes in spoiler fashion, so please check that out as well. I love this episode, and I really adored this show, really from start to finish. I know some people want that flashy action and want to see Jedi and Sith and Vader and Palpatine and all these different things, but this is truly, I still believe this is just as much a Star Wars as that is, and this is proving to be, for me, the best written Star Wars show ever to date. While I'm still definitely a fan more of The Mandalorian, that for me just gets more emotion out of me. This is probably on the better show. I think that Andor is doing a lot of excellent things. This is a 12-episode season, just like season 2 will be. And this season is breaking up basically into 4 movies. You have 3 episodes. That arc's done. Obviously, it continues into the next arc, but really 3 arcs, 3 arcs, 3 arcs, 3 arcs. And this is the last episode of the second arc of the show. We ended the first arc with, Andor going with Luthen, and now we end it with Andor back to being on the run, as we get this kind of a really cool episode where the whole heist happens this episode. They did a great job setting the stage just so we can get right into the heist. They got all their anger and emotion out on each other last week as a group, as Andor basically said, I'm here for the money. And that obviously pissed a lot of people off, but I thought it was a perfect exploration that even in rebellion, everyone is there for a different reason. Yes, they might be fighting for the same thing, but not everyone has to be in the same situation. One person was there because obviously his brother was absolutely killed by the Empire and wants revenge, but also he's a mercenary who wants money, but he also believes in the rebellion, does not like the Empire. There can be different reasons. We learned this episode the main corporal was a stormtrooper, and that's why he kind of leads the 4 of them. The guy right here, he leads them in disguise because he used to be a stormtrooper and kind of knows what to expect with this whole situation. So the whole episode is the heist, which I thought was a really strong way of opening this to ending this climax here. You have each of them on their own kind of mini missions. You have the commander who's with the Empire. He's kind of setting the stage. Then you have the 4 of them trying to infiltrate, and then you have the 2 women who have their own mission as well. It's a very lucrative idea. We also, before we get this heist, Mon Mothma hasn't seen this episode with her in the Senate, and we have not seen the Senate in live action since Revenge of the Sith, which is now sadly crazy to make me feel old, but 17 years ago. And it seemed pretty empty, and if there were people in there, they were kind of leaving in the middle of Mon Mothma's speech. I think it just shows you the state, even from an imperial point of view, of the Senate, knowing that it really comes down to Palpatine and running that whole thing. I think they keep going to that. That is a really interesting idea. But we get this whole heist scene, and they have this tribe coming in, and there's just a lot. This is one of the most gorgeous looking Star Wars things, really, episodes, movies, in a really long time. This was the most gorgeous looking episode of any Star Wars television show, I think, so far. And while, yes, Mando has its advantages for using that CGI kind of, I forgot what they call it, that room where they, they put all their locations on, but you can really feel that these people are actually on location with these weather situations. It just feels real. And I think Star Wars has kind of missed that for so long because it's been going through these larger than life situations, which I think still fits Star Wars. But putting these situations in Star Wars, I think is beautiful. It makes it feel more real. And that there's different sides to the rebellion and the empire that we did not see in the movies. So they get the heist done, basically, they get that gold. It kind of goes haywire. Multiple people die. I think the corp, he definitely dies. I think the commander who worked for the Empire also gets killed. I could be mistaken. And of course, Andor has to drive him out of there, which is thank God he got there, because while they were clearly complaining about Andor being on this mission, none of them knew how to fly this thing. And if Andor was not on this mission, there would be no heist. And it's kind of funny how that's kind of the ironic part of this whole thing, is that while they were very much against him, he might have been the most necessary person they have, because he could fly them out of there. He's kind of their getaway. So the one of the women is staying behind, and the other woman told her that I'll be right back for you. Clearly, they have a thing, I believe. And so she stayed behind. The three of them and the main lady, I forgot her name. I'll look it up right now, but they went with Andor to get out of there with the gold. And it was a lot of gold. I mean, it was a lot they opened the vault, all of these things. Sorry, the episode was called The Eye. This whole ceremony that they talked about last week happens this week. So I'm just pulling up her name. Vel Sartha is her name. So Vel Andor. He had Arvel as well, who went and Karis went with Andor off planet. So they stop off planet, and as this is happening, this whole thing of gold just falls on Karis. And it looks like Karis is gonna die. He kind of just passes out. And Vel's like, we have to make a stop at this doctor. And he's gonna die. And then Arvel's like, well, he's not gonna die. Let's just keep going. Kind of setting up for his big twist of the episode. Which then, so they stop at this place, there's nothing they could do. Karis dies. And as Andor and Arvel are talking, Arvel kind of has a very Andor mindset, just a more extreme version, which is that he was going to kill them and just take the gold himself. And he was basically like, what are we doing here waiting for them? Let's each split 40,000 credits and let's get out of here. And Andor was just kind of just listening in. And then, it looked like Arvel was about to kill Andor. You can kind of feel that Arvel clearly was going to kill Vel and leave her and take all the money for himself. And this is where Andor kills Arvel, which was really shocking. And then Andor walks up to Vel. Karis is dead. So now we're down to 2 out of this whole mission. And Andor is like, where's Arvel? And he's like, I just had to kill Arvel. Arvel's about to kill us and leave. And she was like, Arvel would never do this. And Andor's like, you really don't understand then who he is. And you don't really understand. You weren't there when it happened. And then Andor's like, I'll give you your money, but I'm out of here. I want my credits. I've done my job. I've flown us out of here. I'm gone. I'm done hanging out with you guys. I've done my mission. I've earned my credits. I'm out of here. Which is really, really good dialogue in that scene. With the Andor Arvel scene was really amazing. And Andor basically being like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I've served my purpose. See ya. I'm hitting the bricks. I'm getting my gold and I'm out of here. To Vel. I wonder if we see some of the living of these people next time. But again, really fascinating stuff. And we end also with they do this whole thing. We end on Luthen, who we ended last week's episode with Luthen just being so nervous if this mission was going to work. He couldn't even sleep. And then he's working. And then one of the Empire guys tells him that there was this big thing on this planet. And then we end the episode with Luthen just being happy and relieved that this mission happened. So now the question is, what is next now for Andor? Andor's now on the run. Obviously, the Mon Mothma Luthen stuff is really important. We're now the halfway point of the show. I just want to say this is a fantastic show and one of, if not the best show on TV right now. It's really great, not just Star Wars, but just television. And there's not these over the top and over your head Easter eggs and dialogue that only Star Wars fans understand, other people can just sit down and enjoy this show. And I hope that this show really does find its audience. It's a really, really good show and one of the best shows of the year so far. So that's my thoughts on episode 6. I love this show. It's probably my favorite episode of the series so far. And I can't wait that we have 6 more weeks to keep talking about Andor. So that's my thoughts on Andor. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Reviews are coming soon for the season finale of She-Hulk, review of Halloween Kills coming out tomorrow, as well as a box office breakdown show on Monday. So please subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be back next Wednesday with another Andor review.